Hey, I'm Sam, welcome to Brickwall Pictures. Today's review is for Hug Chickenpenny, The Panegyric of an Anomalous Child. This is a novel from one S. Craig Zahler, and it's actually the last of his published pieces that I had left to cover. If you want to hear my thoughts on anything Zahler related, check the description because I've covered it all. I'm a Zahler nut, I love the guy's work, and he's a huge influence on my own writing. And just a quick plug before we dive into the review, my post-apocalyptic revenge novel, The Fall of Polite, is available in paperback and on Kindle, and if you have a Kindle Unlimited membership, my book's included and you can read it there for free. I also put out a serialized Western called Sins of the Father that you can read on the Kindle Vella platform. The first 3 episodes are completely free to read for everyone. Now without further ado, Hug Chickenpenny, The Panegyric of an Anomalous Child. And if you're wondering what panegyric means, since it's not exactly a word that gets thrown around very often these days, it's kind of like a eulogy but in particularly high praise of someone. Zahler has described this as his most personal novel, and in reading it, that's plain to see. It's something of an oddity amongst Zahler's other works, just as anomalous as the book's title character. Hug Chickenpenny chronicles the life of an orphaned boy who is unlike any other. His unique appearance and genetic structure lead to him being frequently ostracized and othered from the moment he's born onward. While it would be a stretch to call Hug Chickenpenny a kid-friendly book or a young adult novel, it is certainly more accessible to younger readers than his other novels are. Sure, it gets a little dark and maybe there's some non-gruesome death here and there, but I don't think Hug Chickenpenny would seem out of place in a school library. It wouldn't get complaints from stuffy parents I wouldn't expect. Gone is the trademark violence that bolsters all of Zahler's other stories, with the possible exception of Corpus Chromink, I suppose, but in its place is a whole lot more heart. Zahler's other projects might have moments of sweetness, such as the Blackie chapter I discussed in my review for A Congregation of Jackals, but Hug Chickenpenny is sweet all the way through. Even when the hardships Hug is put through are harrowing and bleak. There's a word that can describe Hug Chickenpenny that doesn't apply to Zahler's other stories, and that word is wholesome. I think this is an excellent book, but because it's so different from the rest of Zahler's oeuvre, there's no guarantee that you'll like this one if you're a big fan of his other work. There's sure to be some overlap, but this book is going for something decidedly different, and it's successful in that endeavor. Now, that's not to say it doesn't still feel like a Zahler novel. It does. It's quite a departure in terms of the tone and subject matter, but Zahler's prose is just as flavorful, his characters are just as well drawn, and the story is just as engrossing, and his dialogue is as sharp as ever. I've heard the book described as a Dickensian Elephant Man. I don't think that's a good way to put it, but you never lose sight of the fact that everything is through that unique Zahler lens. The characters are what really make this piece work as well as it does. Not just the titular character, but everyone in his orbit as well. Every individual is memorable and distinctive, whether there's someone you love to be around or someone you hope to see get their comeuppance. At one point, an adaptation of Hug Chickenpenny was going to be Zahler's next film. That might have changed, though, because it's been quite a while since that was announced. All the way back in 2017, Deadline announced that the Jim Henson Company was involved with the film. Zahler has said that the lead character of Hug will be executed with puppetry, which I think is a great outside-the-box choice. I'm not sure if it would even be possible to execute a live-action version of Hug with a real child actor. Interestingly, the film adaptation of Hug Chickenpenny was announced before the book was even published. I'm looking forward to the film. I hope it still happens. It could even be the first of Zahler's books to make it all the way to the silver screen, since other attempts at adaptation have happened, but they've all seemed to have dead-ended, or at least gone dark after being announced years ago. Hug Chickenpenny is a pretty quick read at only around 250 pages, and it's paced like a film already for the most part, so a clean adaptation should be possible without having to cut too much material. Whereas a story like The Slanted Gutter, for instance, would need to have a whole lot more great material yanked out of it in order to fit a feature-length runtime. Hug Chickenpenny is perhaps the dark horse of Zahler's body of work, but that's far from a bad thing. Not all Zahler fans will resonate with this particular story, but I think it's another excellent novel. And now I've covered all of Zahler's released material. You can check the description for links to reviews, video essays, and even a D&D campaign related to all of his films and books. I'll keep covering Zahler's work as new material comes out, and I might even look into putting together something for his unproduced screenplays, if that sounds interesting to anyone. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.